All right, welcome back to H2H. We do have a little bit something different here, Tasos. It's not just head-to-head. We got three heads in the building tonight. We do have a special guest, so I'll toss it over to you to give the intro as well as your freaking bragging of your last week, 4-0 yet again.
You know, guys, I felt bad for you, especially after this past week. I felt sorry for you in a way, and so I felt like I'd bring in a third person here to help you out. Maybe having two guys versus me instead of one, maybe it'll give you a better chance against me. So this is my best friend, Spencer. We host Play Action Takes together, also here on the Guy Boston Sports channel. He is my brother from another mother. Spence, he's a decent bettor sometimes. Like today, for example, he gave me a Champions League pick, did not hit at all. But for the most part, he's a decent.
Oh my god, that is brutal out of you. Whoever watches Champions League, PSG had 31 shots, 5 expected goals, and scored 1 goal today. My pick was PSG money line over 1.5. It unfortunately did not hit. Of course, he has to bring that up, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just have bad beats.
Yeah, I mean, I went.
Well, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here because I can kind of deflect. I don't have to talk about my 4-8 record now against Tasos here, so it's good. It gives another new little like cherry here to the show versus just going over the same old Ev beatdown.
I did call it though, Ev, last week. I said I'm like Mike Tomlin off a loss. Like I have not lost multiple weeks in a row all season.
And I think that's more like I haven't won.
I was gonna say. I mean, to be fair,
I mean,
no.
like,
This past week there wasn't much you could do. I mean, I clean sweep. I think I was up like 8 or 9 units.
4-0, yeah, and a double down.
Yep. You know, you gave me the Packers, so I mean, you helped me there, but.
Yep, but if you guys don't know how this works, what's that?
I was like, he's sitting in that chair. Like, have you ever seen the TV show The Chase with the Beast, where that dude's just a genius versus like 5 people? That's what this guy thinks he is down there. I don't know who he thinks he is.
We've pumped his confidence through the roof.
Yeah, especially beating me on the other show, too. This guy's just through the roof right
Feeling
now.
good. I'm feeling
All right,
good.
well, we're taking you down this week, Tasos.
Feels good to be a winner.
I think we take you down. I don't. This is. I mean, it's got to be pretty imperative that I win, or else this show's starting to get over. Because the way that we're doing this, the special guests will come in. Their records count towards like a guest record, but technically speaking, for all the marbles, it is still head to head, me versus you, Tasos, record wise. So I got to be on my A game here because I wasn't on my. I was not.
If
on
I'm
my
not
A-game.
mistaken, Ev, I think this is it. I can clinch the season with a win this week.
It'll be technically speaking, we only have what.
Well, I guess
5 weeks.
hold on. I guess
right?
if we include playoffs, then you're still safe.
Okay, I think we should.
Yeah, for your sake, we'll include playoffs in it.
But all right, guys, if you don't know how the show works, we're going to spin a wheel, decide the draft order. It's going to be snake draft, as well as spinning the wheel going round by round, deciding what lane our bets are in, whether it's money line, player prop, yada, yada, yada. You guys will get it. But let's go ahead and jump into the draft order here. We'll spin it twice because we do need to see the 3-person draft order. But let's pop it up. You guys will see a screen on your wheel hopefully shortly. Sometimes it does.
I don't even need to see it though. I'm like
while, but
11-1 on wheel spins on this opening wheel spin so far this year. So
yeah, you and the wheel. I don't know what deal you guys made prior to this season because it has been absolutely bending me over a barrel. And it's like, here, Tasos, take the easy ones. But all right, guys, we're gonna spin this wheel. Whoever lands on will be drafting first. Then we'll spin it again for second, and then it's a snake draft. We'll obviously know who's drafting third.
Sit.
All right, I got the first pick here. Do you like that in a 3? This is so much different, Tasos, with a 3-person.
Because if it was a 2-person, Ev, that would have spun towards me. You know that it would have kept going a little bit when it ended up on me.
It would have. But all right, now it's a snake draft. Let's see who drafts second. This is honestly the pick that I probably would have wanted. Middle of the round each time. Oh, of course. Of course.
You had to speak that into existence.
I did. I do it every freaking week. All right, let's see what we are going with here. So the draft order is going to be me, Tasos, Spencer, and then round 2, Spencer, Tasos, myself. Let's see what we're rolling with for round number 1 here. Anything you guys like in particular?
As always, the board is my oyster. I like everything for the most part. I'm feeling cocky today. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm feeling pretty cocky today. I'm not gonna lie.
Today?
More today than usual. If you can't tell, I had a great week betting, and it's carrying over a little bit.
Did you sweep Monday night or had a really good Monday night too? Right,
the only pick I didn't get on Monday night, I had a same game parlay plus 200 odds that hit. I had the spread, the total. I had a player prop. The only bet that didn't hit was I had DJ Moore anytime touchdown score. That's the only thing that didn't hit. So I think it was that 5-1 if you include the same game parlay.
I guess
pretty good Monday night.
So.
Pretty good Monday night.
All right, it is money line. It's money line. I'm starting us off. This one's tough. I honestly don't really love many money lines here, but I'm gonna kind of go with. I think I have to start. You remember what was a couple weeks back, Tasos? I had to just take a bunch of not long shots, but some plus money plays to give myself a chance here because I'm not beating you with jabs. I gotta throw some right hooks. So I'm looking at a money line here, plus 160 over on DraftKings. It's the Denver Broncos. Now, I like this pick because they're playing well. I hate this pick because they're playing so well. They're bound to lose at some point. Texans coming off of a tough loss, but it's probably my favorite plus money line on the board, and I had that strategy going in.
Yeah, listen, you guys will see this by the time this show comes out. Spencer and I already recorded play action takes. We actually are both all over the Texans here in this game.
We're huge
on the Texans.
Here.
I think we took.
I think
Spencer took an alternate line, didn't you?
I laddered the Texans in my two unit play. I actually took Texans money line -2.5 and -6.5.
Yeah, so we're a little high.
Spence, I thought we were working against Tasos here. This is tough.
Hey, I can't change what I already put out there. I wish I could do it, but I can't.
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't think this is gonna be a Texans domination. I could see Denver winning this game. The rationale that I gave on play action takes, and I'll give it here too, is just that I feel like America is so high on this Broncos team right now. They won 5 in a row. Russell Wilson looks good. Everyone's already given Sean Payton his flowers, and I think it's a little premature. He's definitely turned it around, no doubt about that. But I do think Houston is a legit team, and I think that they're gonna because I think the Texans had a little bit of a rough run, so I feel like they're gonna silence some people here.
Yeah, another thing we went over on play action takes is the fact that 4 of these 5 last wins came in home for Denver, so they're going on the road to the Texans as well. So I don't know how they beginning of the season they started off with a lot of away games and they just weren't looking that good, and they got that little home stretch, they got things going. So it was tough to take the Broncos there, but I could see for a plus because I was sitting here.
It's the value.
I was looking for an underdog for a little bit before the show happened, and there's not many. So if you are going to take an underdog, the Denver Broncos does look pleasing.
They could stay hot. In the Texans, you're talking about how America's favorite team is the Broncos right now, and what the Texans have been that for the entire season. So even though they're coming off a loss, they are still a hyped team as well.
Well, my thing with them is that they've had a couple of their last 3 weeks. They beat the Bengals and it was a little bit of a sloppy game for C.J. Stroud. Same thing with that Cardinals win. They beat the Cardinals, but it was a close game. Arizona kept them tight, and again, Stroud after he looked perfect in the first few weeks. In the last couple weeks, he's kind of struggled a little bit at times. And so I feel like people are starting to come down a little bit. He was an MVP conversation 3 weeks ago. And I feel like people are starting to come down just a little bit on him. But I do think this Texans team is legit. I think he is legit, a top 10 quarterback in the league right now. I think this offense, this whole Texans team is legit in my eyes. And I do think at home they're going to give Denver a run for their money.
All right, we shall see. It's safe to say that was not on either of your boards.
No,
so, all right, there's a swing and a miss for stealing one. But, Tasos, you got the number 2 pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go here with – I'm not going to go underdog here. I'm going to go with a kind of a safer bet. Give me Colts money line -120 at the Tennessee Titans. I think this Tennessee Titans team is – what are you laughing about?
I have to be in the 3 – that's where I was going.
See?
I think that's the best value bet.
Yeah, I think
that's the best value bet.
Getting this at -122, I think is getting it as almost like a straight bet. It works perfectly for me. I think the people still for some reason value the Titans as if they're a good football team. They're not. I mean, Will Levis, he looks okay, but I'm not sold on him completely. And their whole offense, the whole thing with this Titans team is just not. They started tanking, and then they won a game with Will Levis against Atlanta, and then they kind of pressed their they slammed the brakes on the tank. I think they should have just kept going full speed ahead because this is not a good football team. I don't care if it's in Nashville. I don't care if it's in Iowa. I don't care if it's on the moon. I think the Colts win this game.
I don't know. I could see. Derrick Henry started to heat up a little bit. That's the one piece that can keep the Titans in a game anywhere. So I mean, I wouldn't take it on the other side of things, but that sort of would be my argument. That is, if he gets hot, this is the type of team that the Titans could literally get up one touchdown and then just run. Do I think it'll happen?
And
No,
JT
I think it's a good spot. I think it's a value. JT's out. Like there's some flawage here, but again, I think looking at the value, like, not to say it's similar to my pick, but you can't really argue with the team that you're betting on and the value you're getting for that team.
And they're coming off a bye week, and it's just the Minshew magic. You just got to keep riding it. I mean, he's been solid for them. I mean, even like Jonathan Taylor being out doesn't even concern me at all, just because of the fact that like he's spent most of the season out anyways. Like Zach Moss has been really good when he stepped up for him. And this is still a solid Colts defense. I don't really know what's going on with the Shaq Leonard cut. I don't really know what that's all about, why they cut him, but this is still a solid defense too. Against a rookie quarterback. It sounds crazy to say, but I trust Gardner Minshew a lot more than I trust Will Levis. A lot more.
That's not that crazy to say, I don't think. Will Levis is like smoke and mirrors to me. He's looked good. He's looked terrible. Right. At least Gardner Minshew's just kind of like him. You know what I mean? So he's been untrustworthy, but it's not that crazy. Spence, so Tasos took yours. You have to spiral. So what do you got?
There's not a lot of value left on the board. If you look, there's a lot of heavy favorites this week. So I'm going to go with probably the best value left. I'm going to go with New York Jets money line at home against the Atlanta Falcons. If the Jets don't win the football games by offense, they win by defense. So this Arthur Smith and company, you don't know what you're getting every week with Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder, my pick on the show for this game was Desmond Ridder to throw an interception, and I said that might happen early. So if this Jets defense can put this offense in a couple good positions to score some points, they don't have to win by much. They can win 13-7. That is totally on the board for this game. So I think for value reasons, the only thing I can see available for the rest of these games is the fact that the Jets are plus money at plus 124.
I don't really hate it. I mean, honestly, the Falcons should have lost. They could have lost, I should say, last week. Like the Saints handed them that game, and the Falcons even did their best to like hand it back. So they're not really coming off. Like the 24-15 win over the Saints kind of looks nice, like and polished. But you dig in, you watch that game, it was not really great. Like the Falcons aren't playing well. I don't hate this.
The Jets were in the game too for that first half before that 99-yard pick six. So like it's not like I'm telling you like the defense is gonna obviously the defensive side of the ball is gonna win this game for them if they do win. And, if Zach Wilson was starting this game, I would really love this pick right now. But Tim Boyle, honestly, just hand the ball off to Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook, and hopefully they can pick up some yards for you, get you in field goal positions. Just got to score. I think if they score 15-plus points, not even that many, I think they win this.
The problem is I just don't see them scoring 15 or more points. I just like, I feel like a lot of people have been saying it every week.
It's
a
valid.
lot of people
That's
have been
fair.
saying every week is like, oh, just keep handing the ball off. But like, the reason they can't run is A, they fall behind quickly. But B, this is the worst offensive line in the National Football League. They can't establish the run because they're not getting any run blocking whatsoever. Dalvin Cook looks washed. He looks like he's over the hill. And Breece Hall, he's coming off a major injury. He can only do so much behind this offensive line, especially when, as a defense, you don't give two shits about who's behind center and throwing the football. They're going to try and run it. So like I feel like, and I think that game against the Dolphins, what did Breece Hall have? Like 8 carries, 9 carries? They barely ran it. I mean, I get it because they were down, but like they can't establish the run.
They were behind the chains a lot, Tasso. They were behind the chains a lot that game to start off the game at least. And then they were really behind after that pick six.
But the Falcons have a solid defense. Like their defense is solid. Like they could force some turnovers or force them back.
That's fine, Tasos. I'm not saying put up 20-plus points against this Falcons.
I think the Jets might not. They may struggle to put up 10. Spence, we saw Tim Boyle in high school. Okay, he's a Connecticut native. You faced him.
He put 50 up.
But like whatever. But that's high school football. Like we've seen him, right? He's okay.
He's called your bluff.
Hey, he needed one game to settle in. You're right.
He needed one game to settle in, and now he's going to throw 3 picks this game. We had to get his arm loosened up a little bit.
Kenny Pickett can win football games, by throwing slants, so can Tim Boyle. All right, that's all I got to say. Tassos, look at the board. Where else do you find value?
Trust me. I'm not going to say anything because we may still be able to use it, but
value god Tasos over here.
No.
All right, we do have round number 2. Spencer, you're starting us off here. So this is where your, I guess, advantage kicks in, right? You have 2 of the top 4 picks.
Right.
But let's see what we're throwing up there. Anything you're looking for? You didn't want to speak anything into existence before we spin?
Honestly, I like a couple spreads this week. And I like some team totals this week. Other than that, props are tough. Props are tough recording on Tuesday nights.
Oh, yeah.
Is props on there?
Thursday.
Yeah, one of them. Only one slice because we
player prop,
run into
yeah.
some troubles with it. But
I actually
right,
like my player prop that went down. As long as it's not under.
Oh no! What
Go!
were you about to say?
Oh no!
He was just
Okay,
saying.
right into existence.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh snap!
Spence, some people are gonna ask, are the lights getting a little bright for you over there?
Yeah, the lights are getting a little bright because I don't want to go back to what my underdog spread would be, Jets +3, but I'm not going to go straight back to that. Tasos.
No, that'd be
not
a weak
going to go
move
straight
for
back.
you. I don't think we should allow that. Honestly, I don't think you'd put 2 picks on that.
It'd be a weak move. Tasos wouldn't allow it. It's just what it is. I'm going to go quickly because I think I know where I'm going with this. I'm going Cardinals +5.5.
Oh, this is.
I don't think there's enough points scored in this game.
You hate the Steelers. This is nothing more than that. You just hate the Steelers.
What are you talking about? I'm the
Go
biggest
ahead.
Steelers lover on the face of the planet this year. I'm the biggest Steelers lover on the face of the planet. I just think 5.5 points is too much. I think it's too much.
Spence, did you see that new
5.5
offense with Kenny
points is
Pickett?
just-
Electric.
Oh yeah. Feed Pat Fryermuth all game. That new offense. Hopefully Pat Fryermuth gets open 5-yard little hook route that he does. Yeah, I saw that new offense. Deontay Johnson, dude, half the Steelers team has given up. Like, I don't know if we're watching the same game. Deontay Johnson saw a fumble, literally turned to the sidelines and started walking
He
off.
walked away.
He didn't even care. I just don't think, you know what, this Cardinals offense, I think with Kyler is okay. The Steelers defense is going to make it tough on them, but I just, like 5.5 points, if the all the Cardinals have to do is score 14 points and they cover the spread no matter what. Because the Steelers aren't putting up more than that. I don't care how good this offense you thought looked this past week. Cardinals +5.5. I think that's the best. That's the best value, Tasos. I'm not going back to Jets +3, even though I want to so bad. But Cardinals +5.5, Tasos. Lock it in. This is my first time picking against the Steelers all year.
This is actually you and I have both made a lot of money betting on the Steelers this year. They have been a cash cow for us, but
Yeah.
I don't really. I think they're still a cash cow. I'm actually surprised you're going with the Cardinals there. I don't like the pick. I'll be honest.
I'm okay with fading the Steelers. I just have such a trouble with backing the Cardinals. Like, that's where it's like, you're betting on this team. Like, I get it makes sense. You kind of, you're taking down the Steelers in your explanation, so that's clearly where your head's at too, I guess. But the Cardinals, like, right. That's a tough team that you're going to be rooting for now. But that being said, it should be a low scoring game. If Kyler keeps them in it, 5.5 is a lot.
Right. That's
All
where
right,
my head's
Tasos. You got any crazy underdog spreads for us?
I got spreads. I don't know if it's crazy. I got a couple. See, unlike you, Spence, I do have some options here. I've been seeing the board pretty clearly.
Tasos, I know where you're going, and I don't like it already. Do you want me to?
I think Tasos' mic kicked out.
Yeah, he did. It did kick out. You know why? Because his mic said this is the worst spread on the table. It says he doesn't want to hear it. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Is that an automatic L?
I think it is. I think he just has to forfeit the pick.
I
know where he's going. He's gone right now, but he's going Seahawks spread. Guarantee it.
+9?
Yeah, guarantee it.
He's been loving the Seahawks this
All right,
year.
I'm back, and thanks Spence for spoiling my pick. Yeah, I'm going Seahawks +9.
I hate it. And I told you I hate it on our episode last night. I don't like that spread at all.
I love this, but 9 points is just way too much for the Seahawks team, I think.
It is a lot. But this Cowboys team is
Listen, we talked.
on
So here's
everybody.
the thing with Dallas, right? I like the Cowboys. I really do. But you cannot convince me yet. The Eagles game will, depending on what happens with that second Eagles contest, You cannot convince me this is not the same old Dallas Cowboys. They've already proven it a couple times this year. They are the same old Dallas Cowboys.
Recently?
They beat up on the bad teams, and then when they play teams that are solid to good, they kind of start to look like the Dallas Cowboys again. Seattle is downtrending. It's also just a matter of like, it's been the public's going to be heavy on Dallas because Dallas has been blowing teams out. Granted, they're playing bad teams. They played the Eagles tight, so everybody right now they're high on Dallas. Oh, how about them Cowboys and all this stuff? Meanwhile, Seattle, everything is now, oh, Geno's looking like old Geno again. The Seahawks are losing. They haven't looked good in a month. Blah, blah, blah. I think this is a perfect spot for Seattle. I think Dallas wins the game. We talked about this yesterday. I think Dallas wins this game, but 9 points to a Seahawks team that, like, 3 weeks ago was in the conversation as one of the best teams in the NFC seems like a lot of points. Seems like a lot of points to me. So I'll take Seattle +9. I know it's in Jerry World. I know it's prime time. I know the Cowboys are hot right now. But, I mean, even Dak came out and said it. Like, we haven't proven anything. Like, and I think people, the fact that this is a 9-point spread to me is just crazy.
It's because they're 5-0 against the spread in Jerry World, dude. They inject that place with points. Like, I don't know what you want from that.
It just means they're due to lose.
That sun just
means they're
hits
due
that
to not
stadium
cover.
the right angle, Tasos. They cover spreads. That's what they do in Jerry World.
I do feel like you said that they solid teams hang with them. Like, I don't know if the Seahawks are solid. Like they're trending into being a bad team. Like if that's the case, if that's your opening statement, then if the Seahawks play bad, right, it's not a 9-point game. Like if the Cowboys are gonna win this game, they might stomp the Seahawks.
It is worth mentioning that the Seahawks have won 3 of the last 5 meetings, including last season against the Cowboys. So this is usually and all their matchups in the 2 games the Seahawks didn't win, they lost by 1 point in Jerry World and lost by 2 points in Jerry World. The last 2 times they met in Jerry World. Now, granted, those are Russell Wilson teams.
Meetings, Tasos, you're bringing Russell Wilson back into this equation. I don't care about Russell Wilson.
I'm just saying, even if you go back to last year, which is still these are basically the same.
This Seahawks team was good last year, Tasos.
They were good 3 weeks ago too.
No. They were good maybe 5 weeks ago.
They hit a rough stretch.
3 weeks ago they got shelled by the Ravens, Tasos. Let's not act like the Seahawks.
I mean, so did Detroit.
Good. What?
So did Detroit, though. So are the Lions not a good football team?
No, they're good.
By that standard you just put?
Tasso. It's Jerry World. It's the modern.
That's fine, Spence. I almost want to put an alternate. I almost want to put something else on.
I wonder if you need to double down, Tassos.
I love this pick so much.
You gonna double down?
Love this pick so much.
You know what? I'm gonna double down. Double down. Seahawks +9.
I can't wait. I can't wait until I'm texting him when Dallas is up 27-0 in the first half, and I'm just like, "Yeah, good thing you doubled down here, Sauce."
Well,
the Seahawks
bully the bully.
Give me the double down here.
Seahawks Tassos, they've always been your little
pick.
baby. The Seahawks team's always been your little baby. I don't like the Seahawks team.
You know what? But they have won. Ev, you can test it.
Yeah.
You can testify to this point. They have won me 3 weeks on this show.
Yep, they have. I just don't know if this is the spot. You've taken them in way better situations. You can admit that you've taken them in way better situations than probably this one.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
We'll see. I mean, I just like that you're doubling down.
Absolutely.
Now I'm content. You doubled down on it. You're standing on it. I'm okay with it now. You know what I mean? Either you're winning big or losing big. That's great. I'm for it. I do have a pick that I think it could be ridiculous.
Oh, you can't see that.
What does it say?
What is that?
It says that the Seahawks are just 500 against the spread this year. You're acting like they're a cow. What do you call them? A cash cow? No, they're not.
Cash cow. They have been for me when I bet on them.
Right. Yep, there you go, Tassos. In better situations. All right,
yeah,
I'll let you go.
You do have the Seahawks touch, but we'll see. You're doubled down, so I got to respect it. All right, we got my underdog spread pick here, and this could blow up so hard in my face, but I kind of like it. I'm looking at the Philadelphia Eagles here, taking on the best team in the league, San Francisco 49ers. Eagles at the house, getting a field goal. I think everyone's going to be like, oh, the 49ers are so great. They're so great, which they are. The Eagles didn't look, they win the game, but they really didn't look all that great there. Crappy conditions, rain, yada, yada, yada. I think that this is going to be this is one of the better teams that San Francisco's had to play in a while now. I think that they're going to give them a little bit of a game here, and I'm getting a field goal. Give me it, +3.
Oh, I don't like this pick at all.
course you
Tasos and
don't.
I don't like this pick
Of course you
at all.
don't.
I don't like this pick
No,
at all.
Tasos and I talk about this all
This
the
is
time. The Brock Purdy Infinity Gauntlet.
have you. Yeah, this is when Brock Purdy, when everything's going right, when everything's healthy. I don't think there's a team in the NFL that can beat them. And the Eagles have been playing sloppy. Like, they have won, and they find a way to win, which is the mark of a good team. Like, the best teams are the ones that can win when everything isn't going their way, which is why the Niners, they are flawed, right? Because when Brock Purdy needs to have everything perfect in order to win. That's not the Eagles. The Eagles can play ugly for 3 quarters and still win a game against a good team. That is why I think they are going back to the Super Bowl.
The Eagles,
That being
Eagles
said,
have looked sloppy because they've played Miami, Dallas, Kansas City, Buffalo 4 of the last 5 weeks. Like, that's not necessarily defenses,
Fair,
but they've had a run of the.
But they are the Eagles are they're exact. But you kind of prove they are beat up. They've been through a gauntlet. This is kind of that end of that gauntlet coming up this week, and then they got Dallas next week. Then the grass is a lot greener. You got to think some fatigue might be setting in. They played in a lot of these tight games against really good and physical teams. This Niners team is back into their groove. I just think the Eagles, they won't be able to get away with sloppy play against this Niners team like they did against Buffalo. Like, that'll fly. Jalen Hurts in that first half was horrendous. That'll fly against Buffalo. You cannot play that bad in the first half against the Niners and still live to tell about it. I think the Niners win this game by a touchdown. I think this is a big game for the NFC. I think the Niners are going to make a statement that, like, hey, I know we disappeared for a few weeks, but we're still here. And for the Eagles, listen, they'll take a loss, and then they'll go beat the Cowboys the next week. They'll be fine, but I think the Eagles here, I do think they take a loss here. I think the Niners win and cover.
With that said, I'll double down.
I love that.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
Yeah, we were talking about this on
I
the show
respect it.
last night. The fact that the NFC needs this for a script. They need the Eagles to lose this week because if the Eagles win this game, the NFC is basically just written. It's just the Eagles get the bye week. It's just what it is. This Cowboys game doesn't really mean much next week because the schedule for the Eagles after that week don't. Like, they play a bunch of. I haven't even looked at it. Tasos knows.
I think they play the Giants twice in the last 3 games.
So, like, it just gets super easy for the Eagles. So, basically, the NFC is just written if the Eagles win this game this week. So, for the NFL and the NFL script writers, they need the Niners to win this football game.
Because, like we talked about it yesterday, think about the storyline going into that Dallas game.
Yeah,
now,
it's
all
going
of
to
a
be
sudden.
huge.
Now there's one game separating the Cowboys and Eagles, and the Cowboys win, and now all of a sudden they're the 1 seed in the NFC potentially. Like, it's just crazy storylines go all around if the Niners win this game.
Tasos,
Not saying that's my only reason I like the Niners here.
we talk about it all the time. The public. You know everyone's going to love the 49ers, so I'm being the contrarian in the room. I think that this is one of the best teams that the 49ers will face, have faced in a while, all year. It could be a spot for them. And Eagles at the house. I will say, I wouldn't be taking this if they were on the road. That's like a fact. So I'm not saying they go out there and they smoke the 49ers, but keep it to within a field goal. That's what I'm looking for.
I also, last point real quick, and again, this is one of those other things where it's like it's not really an on-the-field thing, but it is something that, to me, I take it seriously. The Eagles have been talking a lot of shit. They have been giving a lot of bulletin board material this week to the Niners, and for a team that's won a Super Bowl and been in a Super Bowl and had all the success they've had, you would think by now you'd learn, like, not to do this. Like, don't pick, like, this isn't you're not playing the Tennessee Titans. Like, you're playing the Niners. I probably wouldn't piss off their biggest players. Like, they've been calling out Bosa and Deebo Samuel and Brock. Like, probably not the best idea to call them out. And I get the Eagles are the best team in the league, so they feel like they can. I think, like, Hassan Reddick has been talking a lot of shit. A.J. Brown's been talking a lot. Like, I think that will come back to bite them here. I love this. Honestly, if I could have, and I know this isn't a pick of mine, but, like, if I could pick the Niners, I would, like, triple down on the Niners.
All right.
That's how confident I am on this. Niners minus
Don't start
3.
talking triple down because I might call your bluff.
You got it at.
But all right, let's get round number 3. Tasos, I haven't lost track yet, which is pretty impressive. And there's more people.
You haven't.
There's still time
because it's a lot more confusing
There's still
today.
time, but I am
it's
up.
A lot more confusing, and you.
I'm up first in this round, right? And then it's gonna go you, then Spencer.
Yep.
All right. It's pretty good. I'm
You got
impressed. And you've listened to my picks. This is like groundbreaking.
I know. I'm paying attention. That's good.
Spence, you keep us on our best behavior. That's clearly the case. All right. Let's see. I'm going first. I kind of want to look at an under here. I think that's what I'm hoping for, or a total, I guess. Sit down. Don't even think of.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Good. All right. Right in the middle. I thought that was going past it.
Wah, wah.
I can deal with an over. I wanted an under, but that is the
That
opposite.
you said I really want an under.
I know, but I can deal
over.
with an over. I'm not like, if this landed on player prop, I'd probably be screwed. All right, looking at an over.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of all in that same boat.
Alti Ev could be coming out here. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh-oh.
Because I do have a couple.
Have you not learned your lesson yet?
Hey,
have you not learned your lesson?
You gotta keep swinging. Keep swinging for the fences here. All right, I don't know if I need Altiev, so I'm gonna keep this one. I guess. Oh man, I kind of wish I could double down on this. I am gonna go Altiev. I'm gonna move it back just a little bit, so it's not necessarily for better odds here. It's for worse odds. But I'm looking at the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers over. Let me pick my perfect number. I like over 40.5 here in this spot here. Jordan Love's playing better. I think that this Kansas City team, we know what they are offensively. They've looked actually pretty terrible as I say this, but now this is a good spot against the Packers where they can kind of get their offense right, and I think that they know they need to get their offense right. So I like the spot. They kind of did it towards, I guess, middle to end of the game against the Raiders there. I think this Packers defense, though, they've, I guess, played better football. I still think that this is the Packers defense that Kansas City can torch, and I'm just hoping the Packers can put up some points too, because this is obviously supposed to be a close game. Spread's only 6.5 points right now, so this Vegas is telling us it's going to be a back-and-forth game. This is a back-and-forth game. This isn't a low-scoring game.
Ev, I hate to say this. I hate every single one of your picks so far.
Well, the weeks that you love them, I don't win, so that's a good sign, actually.
I mean, I guess you're right, but there's some good overs on this board. This is not a good over. This is a good under. If you had an under here, this is a really good under pick. The Chiefs' offense does not look great right now, and the Packers' defense is still good enough where I think they'll be able to slow them down a little bit. And on the Packers side of things, Jordan Love looked better, but that Lions game, how many turnovers did the Lions have? How much great starting field position did the Packers have in that game? They couldn't have made it easier for Jordan Love in that game. I don't know. I think this is going to be another primetime under hit. I think it will be a tight game. I think the Packers are going to keep it close, but I think that's not to the benefit of the over. I think this is going to be a low-scoring, kind of an ugly game, to be honest. I don't see a lot of points here.
Well,
the Chiefs' defense is really good. The Packers' defense is still solid, and the Chiefs have some issues on offense. They still got some stuff to figure out there. This is definitely not an over I would touch, personally.
This should be the easiest game they've had in a while. This should be a get-right spot for them. A lot of shoulds here, but, we're looking at the best quarterback in the world right now. He hasn't been playing it, but against a Packers defense, that you can hype them up and say that they've played good, they've played okay. This is a meh defense. I don't care about field position or anything like that. This is not a defense that I'm scared of if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. And if the Chiefs go out there and score a decent amount of points and the Packers just carry their weight, 41 points is what I'm looking for. That isn't a crazy amount of points.
It's not, but I don't know. I just personally, if I had to take a side here on the total, I'd bet the under for that game, or just not touch it at all. Personally, but yeah, I just don't. There's nothing about this. I know they scored 31 against the Raiders, but the Packers have a better defense than the Raiders, and the Packers' offense is on par or worse than I just don't see a lot of points being scored here. I really don't. The Chiefs Raiders game went to 48, and I think that this is a better Green Bay defense. It's in Green Bay, which that Lambeau is always a tough place to play, especially this time of the year. I don't know. It is kind of low for a Chiefs game. A 42-point total is kind of crazy, but I think it's more telling of what the Chiefs are right now than anything else. But yeah, hey, listen, it's a decision. You made a decision.
It is a decision.
So.
That is a fact. All right, what do you got?
This is a total that I think is just. I don't want to say it's a guppy pick because it's so easy, but I just have to take this. This is one of those picks where I would rather be wrong about this pick than take anything else. I'm going Dolphins Commanders over 49.5. Miami the team. This again, Spencer, who's a diehard Dolphins fan. I don't mean to shit on you here, but the Dolphins do this. They beat up on the bad teams to make themselves look good. The Commanders' defense is horrific. They gave up 45 to that Cowboys team on Thanksgiving. I think Miami scores at least 35 here, and I think the Commanders can chip in anywhere between 14 and 17 points, and that's all we need for the over to hit. So I can see this being a 35-17, 38-20 Dolphins Commanders, a Dolphins win over the Commanders. I know everyone's going to be all over this over because it makes too much sense, but like sometimes it's best to just make too much sense that they're not a trap. It makes sense. So
What do you think of that, Spence? That's your team.
I don't know, Spence. Now.
So I had it on my board. I didn't have the over on my board because I thought the Dolphins defense has been playing pretty well, and I don't like. It just seems like a turnover game for the Commanders. Like I think in the red zone, maybe Sam Howell would struggle a little bit against this Dolphins defense. They're kind of getting hot. So I didn't take the over. I had the Dolphins team total on my board. I don't know if that was spin, but I do like it, Tasos. I do think the Dolphins will tear apart this defense. I'm pretty sure that the 49.5 mark is hit over 8 times for the Washington Commanders over this year. So it's not a bad pick, Tasos. I don't hate it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, and I was actually going to say not the opposite, that the Miami Dolphins defense has been good, because it has been good, but this is still a Washington team that if you just strip out last week, right? Like this is a team that's just going to gun no matter how the game's going. Yep. So it's like
Sam Howell's going to throw 40 to 50
So that is a recipe for an over. I kind of excluded this from my board because it is such a high number, and we have been seeing some bad football in the league in terms of a lot of points scored. So does this break the mold? Maybe, but I'm just kind of I stayed away from it because of that 5-0. Anything above that, I'm kind of just not even considering. So, you dropped your nuts on the table there. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I that honestly, like, that was a pick where, like, I was looking earlier and I'm like, it just kind of spoke to me, and I'm like, I have to. Like, I didn't look at any other pick. I just saw that and I was like, that's my over. Right there. So if you guys had taken that, I would have been kind of screwed. I would have had to make a play action,
little play
action fake here. Try to, yeah.
Tasos, I'm going to go down to New Orleans, and I'm going to take the over in the Detroit Lions New Orleans Saints game.
Wow. Now if I take back what I said about your decision, that's a decision. That's a decision.
Yeah. That makes it look like you just dropped a couple pebbles on the table. He just dropped a boulder. All right.
Tasos. I mean, listen, if this Lions team just doesn't turn over the ball, I think they can just put up enough points to cover 45.5. I think if they put up the 28 mark, the 29 mark, the Saints will. I mean, this Lions defense didn't look good against Jordan Love the other week. I know the Packers are getting the ball in a good field position most of the game. That Packers defense did help them out with scoring that many points, but it just screams a lot of points. Tasos, dude. You just said, you looked at this board and you said not a lot of games jumped out to you. I see a lot of unders on this board, and that just seems like the only one that's probable of hitting because all the other games just seem like not good offenses. And the Lions, and maybe get the coin flip Derek Carr where he puts up 20 plus points. No, you don't.
No, you keep saying this is a game for recipe for points, and I just don't see it. I don't see where did the recipe get lost?
It's 45.5. The Saints average over 20. The Lions average over 25. It's not like they don't score points, Tasos.
The Lions have been letting up a boatload of points.
You're banking on Derek Carr to do something, which is asking a lot. And then you're also asking the Lions to do a lot against the Saints defense. That is pretty damn good, top 10 defense in the league. So I don't. This screams under to me, honestly. I don't really know where. You keep saying a recipe for points. I don't see it. I'm going to be questioning where the points are going to come from because I think the Saints defense could slow the Lions down, and I don't care how bad the Lions defense is. The Saints offense will find a way to suck. They will find a way to not score points. Derek Carr will find a way.
Maybe no Olave too, right? Didn't he go into concussion protocol?
He did.
Well, so
I kind of.
Not like he targets them anyway.
No, it's check down city to Alvin Kamara, so we don't really care about Olave, do we?
You know what? I have to go against Tasos here, so I'm going to switch it up, and I like your pick, Spence. I'm backing you because
oh, come on! You don't believe that though. I saw the look on your face, Ev, when he said it. You were with me, like, oh, that's not good. Yeah,
maybe I'm switching back. Right, I'll switch back. I'll switch back.
I don't like that. There we go. Be a man of integrity.
Well, that's out the window. But all right, that's a ballsy one because what I will say is that game, this is probably in my mind the chance of this hitting, Spencer, is that this is either going to be a super low scoring game or it's going to just be a bunch of points that no one saw coming. So I guess the latter is almost what you're you're hoping for, because this Lions defense has not been good. They're now allowing, like, they're bottom 10 in points per game allowed too. Like, they were good at the beginning of the year. Maybe they were just overhyped. So we'll see. I mean, it's
Ballsy and stupid. Ballsy and stupid could mean the same thing. Just saying.
ballsy and genius also can.
I guess so. Yeah,
that's fair. All synonyms. All right, you guys ready for the fade me round?
Yeah. I am. I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see how this is going to go with 3
All right,
people.
so how this will work, or how it does work, usually it's Tasos and myself. We spin the wheel again. Whoever lands on gets to make any pick on the board, and the other person has to fade it and take the opposite side. The way it'll work now is whoever lands on, so Tasos, even us for next week and whatnot, we could be on the same side here with negative units coming our way. But whoever this lands on, they'll make the pick, and then the other two have to fade the pick. That's how it'll work. So you ready to spin it? I'll say this, and I don't want to speak this into existence because it hasn't been working. I don't want this. I don't want this at all. I'd rather one of you guys make the decision for me because I've already thrown out enough crazy picks tonight. But yeah, we'll see. It's probably gonna land on you, Tasos.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Like, I've expensed my "what the hell did he just say" quota. But all right, let's spin it. You gotta be kidding me. I told you I was gonna speak it into existence.
You didn't want it, but you got it.
Or did I want it and I just knew that I would speak it into existence? Did I?
I was just gonna say that. Or was that like a whole little game you played? Like you actually did want it, but you're trying to convince everybody else.
Yeah,
I see what you might
exactly.
have done there.
That's. We'll go with that.
No, you're shaking. I can see you shaking right now.
I mean that that's not a very good spot. All right. This is a game that I already talked about, and it was kind of my original fade me round here. Kansas City Chiefs. I'm doing the wimpy way out, Tasos, but I already have a double down on the board. I'm going to Kansas City Chiefs minus 265 on the money line. Now, this take a big favorite and hope for a guaranteed win literally bit my you-know-what off last week. Like, I handed you Packers plus 310. That can't happen 2 weeks in a row. So you guys get the Packers again for you, Tasos, plus 240 now, and I get the Chiefs minus 265.
An owner.
Yeah, you're a majority owner, huh?
I am an owner.
Your team came through for you last week. I just can't see this happening again. So
I told you we had a meeting. We had a meeting last week. We brought everything together. We spoke to the guys and said, "Hey, I got fade me on this. You guys need to wake up."
They did, but this ain't Thanksgiving. This ain't Thanksgiving. This is gonna be another spot where it's under the lights, prime time. Kansas City's the better team. We're done with the holidays. We're done with the ritual. Kansas City money.
There's no waiting. What was the moon phase? Waxing gibbous
or whatever. Yeah.
There's no moon phase on your side, Tasos. I mean, it's not on my side either. But yeah.
I mean,
I will be honest. I think the Chiefs win this game. I would be very shocked if they did. However, I think it's so crazy on your part. You already got stung by the same team last week.
That's the whole point.
And you're
you
just
think that the Packers are going to sting me twice? How does that even work?
Can we just put this on a time clip? Because when the Packers do win this game, going to be a hilarious clip when it's like, I can't be stung twice.
True.
And then you play the Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
I should have just kind of been like, I hope the Chiefs win. I feel like I just talked. I keep speaking things into existence. This is the opposite of that. Like, I'm gonna jinx it, but I do think. I mean, there's no argument to be made that the Chiefs are the better team. Obviously, right. Get right spot for them. I'm just hoping that this is a good sort of counter to my potential. Because again, this is if I didn't double down, I don't know if I'd be looking at this. But a double down spot, if I lose that, I do need to have a win and you lose to have some sort of a swing. So there was the genius. Or the stupidity, whatever you want to call it, the ballsiness.
I mean, like I said, I don't hate it because I do think the Chiefs win the game. But in Lambeau, primetime, the last two times these games, I mean, the last two times that these teams played, it was very close. And the last time they played, forgive me if I'm mistaken, I think it was Jordan Love that I think Rodgers was out. I think Jordan Love got the start.
I don't remember, but I guess if
they kept him to the touchdown.
I said you got a better memory than I do, because I don't remember that football game.
They played last year, and I'm pretty sure Jordan Love was in. I'm pretty sure Rodgers was out. Or I think Rodgers was hurt or something with Rodgers. I'm pretty sure Jordan Love had – because I remember Jordan Love playing against the Chiefs. So and it was a touchdown game. It was 17-10. So
No, that
Just
doesn't
saying.
look great for the over that I also have in this game if we're using trends as an example. But
I told you I don't like the over. I told you. The last time they played before that, the year before, it was 13-7 Chiefs. So the last two times they have played, they both went under 30 points.
yeah, you don't love to hear that when you're looking at two teams that are playing. But
no.
maybe it's a lot has changed for the Chiefs. We know that. That was back when Tyreek Hill was there. They'll score more points now.
In the negative. A lot has
Yeah,
changed in the
yeah,
negative.
whatever you want to say. Hey, I'll take my victory lap next week. We don't have to talk about it now. I don't want to get too far ahead of it.
Just for the people to know at home, real quick, just let people know that 13-7 game was Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams versus Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and it was 13-7.
Yeah, but it was probably
now you
like
got
really
Mahomes
rainy.
and Rashee Rice.
It's probably really rainy. That's what I would
You
say.
got Mahomes and Rashee Rice, and you got
I
Jordan
heard
Love
it's
and Christian
snowing this
Watson.
weekend
So
in
not
Lambeau.
exactly.
Shit.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I have no idea.
Oh,
Not no weatherman.
Now it's gonna snow out of nowhere. We gotta stop saying things
Right, exactly.
out
Speaking
loud.
into existence.
God damn.
Might as well
But,
take the under now, Tasos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, that's what we got. So you guys are rolling with the Packers. Spence, you're doing it for the guest record, I guess. I'm sure you'll come back on too, so this will benefit you. But again, that's Chiefs
Hopefully.
minus 265, Packers plus 240. Tasos, I might just have to retire if again I hand you a big plus money play that you didn't have to pick yourself. Yikes.
I will say I have a meeting with Jordan Love tomorrow. We will be discussing a few things, so we'll get ourselves right for this game.
Okay. We'll see, owner. But all right, guys, that is all we have for week number 13, right? Wow. Week number 13. Any last words
Yep.
from you two?
Crazy.
Just that besides that fade me pick, which is kind of a cop out move, your board this might be the least I've liked your board all
4-0.
season.
4-0. It's
I
coming.
won't lie. Or 0-4. I could very much see 0-4.
Well, I've done that
Maybe
before,
1-3 with the Chiefs pick.
We shall see. But all right.
You have a couple 1-3s on your slate for
and
sure.
Spence, thanks for jumping on.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Make sure you guys go check out Play Action Takes that these guys do with another buddy. There's do a good show, pick 'em, everything like that. So we're actually guys moved away from more of the pick 'em. So brand new sort of rebrand of that. So go check that out, guys. And catch you guys in the next one.